For the lifestyle segment, but today we are a little bit different because we're talking matters, banking, or not exactly matters banking. Why it passes to be a lifestyle issues, because it is a time where different sectors have come on board to try and figure out or come up with imperative innovations of ensuring that we cushion ourselves at this time of the pandemic. And we have a guest from Sidian Bank. Sidian Bank has not been left aside on this motion. Aside from ensuring that their customers are well catered for financially, they're also coming up with innovative ways of ensuring that we cushion ourselves, like I said, at this time of COVID-19. Issues of importance is what we'll be discussing this morning, and they have come up with different projects that they will tell us, they will share this one particular project that is of importance and of essence for you. So I'd call for your attention as we have Catherine Kisamwa on board, who's the head of microfinance, Sidian Bank, currently the Wash Portfolio Manager, and you'll get to know what Wash Portfolio is all about just in a bit, and equally in charge of partnership with Sidian Bank, or in Sidian Bank alongside Aqua for All. Good morning, Catherine.
Good morning to you.
Good to have you.
Good.
Yes, and we don't want to make it rocket science. We need to understand what is this different thing that Sidian Bank brings on board. But before that, a brief, introduction of what exactly Sidian Bank is all about, and importantly, the project that we are introducing.
Okay, Sidian Bank is a fully commercial bank under CBK guidelines and policy. And when it comes to WASH, we have a long history on water and sanitation and hygiene. From all the way from 1990s, when we started financing community water projects.
Okay.
To date, we have a very good history, and we have been very much involved into financing water, sanitation, and hygiene. And currently, we have not been left behind on the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic. We have taken a step forward to ensure that we work with Kenyans, we support Kenyans, we support our SMEs, we support everyone whom is working with us to ensure that we caution them against the opportunities, the challenges which have come up because of COVID-19 pandemic. And on this, we have come up with a partnership between Sidian Bank, Aqua for All, and Daffy's and Shortleaf into this partnership. And the main purpose of this partnership is to caution Kenyans, to caution SMEs, to caution micro clients, to caution corporates, both public and private, who are in the space of water and sanitation, to ensure that at least they are not feeling the pinch in terms of maybe I don't have working capital, which maybe I can use to expand my business, which I can use to put in more stock into my business. So this partnership is all about cautioning Kenyans, cautioning our SMEs, our micros, our corporates, both private and public, those who are working in the space of water and sanitation.
All right. Why in particular is this interest on the SMEs, and what is so special about this at this point?
When you look at the pandemic, that is the effect of COVID-19. And globally, you find out that mostly those who are affected are the micro SMEs clients. And that is especially and the point and our objective as to why we are focusing on them. Because you find out that currently, when it comes to working capital, everyone is like, yes, we don't have working capital, we don't have money to expand our businesses. And a Sidian Bank, we are not being left behind. We are coming, that's why we came up with this particular partnership and the product, so that we can caution them against the effect of the pandemic. And for the SMEs, the wash product, we are calling it COVID-19 wash loan. This will caution them to continue with their businesses, to expand their businesses, and not to feel much pinch in terms of the effect of the pandemic. Yeah.
All right. In a way, does it not pose the bank to have a point of risk? Because most of the banks have run away from the SMEs. We've had for the longest of time because they have considered them as high risks, and there's fear of lending to them, and most of them have wanted to shift the focus on the government and lending government for that matter. So what makes this one different?
At point of need, I believe that's the point when the SMEs needs the bank.
Yeah.
And the reason is why we cannot run away from our clients and even from those who are coming to us in terms of financing. And that's why even despite the fact that many are shying away from financing, Sidian Bank, we are on it in terms of trying to ensure that our clients, we listen to them, we provide to them according to the needs they are coming up with. And what is so unique about the wash loan, you find out that many financial institutions, they shy away from lending into water and sanitation in the aspect that this is a very risky segment. But to us, we see an opportunity into water and sanitation. And for sure, there is quite a lot when you fund water and sanitation because the impact is so huge. We are talking of health is wealth. So if our clients are not healthy, then you don't expect much in terms of returns from them. And apart from health, we look into so many aspects of water and sanitation. We are looking at incomes. A lot of people get a lot of income from water and sanitation. And for us, giving them like working capital, it boosts their businesses and it brings bread on the table for these households and corporates and the rest.
And notable impacts that we've seen, what are some of the key impacts that we are talking about, and what has the response been for the SMEs? Because by the time you're also going out to get into yourself into a loan, you need to have the confidence that indeed it is not something that is going to end up backfiring on you.
Water is life, and not only human beings, even animals, they need water. And you find out that this is a very essential commodity as far as human beings are concerned. And one of the things you find out that as we fund the corporates, the SMEs, for example, to distribute water to themselves and the neighborhoods in terms of piping, you find out that this will touch so many people in the country. And out of that, the impact triggers all the way to income. So at any one point, you find out that even these loans we are giving out there, they are not risky because every day I'm supposed to use water and I'm supposed to pay for it. So what happens? Even if I've given out a facility in terms of a loan, automatically revenue will be collected to the person whom we are funded, and the loan will be automatically paid. So to us, it's an opportunity as Sidian Bank. And for this particular COVID-19, we have seen a lot of opportunities despite challenges. Because when we are like the SMEs, the micros are like given tenders to supply PPEs, to supply masks, to supply water tanks, to supply pipes, maybe for connections of water. Someone has a problem with the sewer system, they want to ensure, because all about COVID-19 is about hygiene. So to us, it's an opportunity for us to fund into that particular segment. And that's why the loan will be addressing such issues in terms of need for the working capital, LPO financing, asset financing.
All right, because it's for the interest of the common Nainchi or the person who's watching us again. We'll want again that you expound deeper on how the bank has been on the forefront on supporting the WASH project and what elements of business do you get to support in particular?
Okay. From our history, we have funded so many water projects, SMEs, corporates, households. And as I start from the household level, I need a water dispenser. If you don't have cash to purchase that, Sidian Bank, you can come get the small loan because the water dispenser for the household is not much money. And you can pay for a particular period of time. As a household, I need a water tank for maybe water harvesting. So we have really, from all the way from 1990s to date, quite supported the household level in terms of water and sanitation through financing them. To the SMEs, we have these people like I have an hardware, which I normally stock water tanks, pipes, toilets, because we are talking of water and sanitation, toilets, taps. These people, they need working capital, and this touches all the way, it touches on water and sanitation. As Sidian Bank, we have come forward to finance our SMEs so that they can have sufficient capital to invest into anything on water and sanitation. To corporates, we are talking of water service providers. And when I talk of water service providers, the public ones, like for example, we have Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company. We have examples like Murang'a Water, that is a public entity, Murang'a South. Naruturesh, these are public water service providers whom we are financed so that they can ensure that the communities, the neighborhoods, they have sufficient water and safe sanitation to everyone. So from our history, you find out that we have really supported everyone across the segments, from micros to SMEs to corporates. And we are not only talking of public corporates, we are even talking of private corporates. All right, let's talk monetary support for that matter, which is the biggest issue in most businesses, and that is one thing that we need to acknowledge. So how much are you looking to invest or as an investment into supporting the enterprises? Okay, like for example, on this COVID-19 wash loan, we are looking at building a €4 million portfolio. That is equivalent to around 500 million Kenyan shillings. So with our partners, Hakwa for All, and Duffy's and Shirtleaf, we are looking at, can we really support the communities, the SMEs, the public and private corporates, to a tune of building a portfolio of 500 million Kenya shillings. So that is our objective by the end of what we are really looking at into this partnership.
Does this in any way limit the number of the people who are going to grab the chance?
The many we have, the better for us.
Supposing they surpass this amount of money that we're talking about.
Okay, at Sidian Bank, it's not about the partnership, because these partnerships, they normally have time frames. But for us, already the loan is in the system. So despite the fact that the partners, the time frame will come to an end, but at Sidian Bank, the loan will stay with us. So we'll still continue funding into this space of water and sanitation and anything touching on COVID-19 pandemic.
That will be basic information that one would say, okay, well, call this number and you'll get more information. But I think we have the chance to tell the people more about the funding and access to it for that matter.
We have 20 branches across the country, and anyone interested can just get into one of our branches and make inquiries. Already we have done trainings to all our staff on the product. They are very much aware on what is expected, how they are supposed to handle any queries on the product. On the social media, we are there on the same product, which is everyone, for the knowledge of everyone. So for everyone across the nation, because our branches are distributed across the country, anyone can just get into a branch, make inquiries, and as Sidian Bank, we listen. We will listen to them and we'll provide for them the solution for their need.
A rate of interest and all that?
Well, the product we are giving it as a very substantial interest rate compared to what is being offered there in the market, because we are talking about 11% interest rate, which from where I'm seated as a banker is quite far below what is the average out there in the market. And this is to support, because to us it's not about the profit. We are like, this is about supporting our people during this particular time. Okay,
well, what would be the criteria of choosing the people who qualify, or the people who will be supported by the same in the event that this comes on board?
To speak, we really don't have a strict criteria on how we are going to choose these people. Because the products we are offering, we are looking at 4 of them.
Yeah.
We are looking at working capital, we are looking at LPO financing, we are looking at asset financing.
Okay.
And I'm looking at everyone who is coming to Sidian Bank. I believe when it comes to their needs, they love to fall into these categories.
Yeah.
Be it an individual, be it a limited company, a corporate, I believe that when it comes to their need as far as water and sanitation is concerned, I believe that they will fall into these categories. Yeah.
For the sake of the viewer, does this offer then stands for the people who are in Sidian Bank, or it's open now? Once you match in, then a conversation can be built revolving around that?
This is for Kenyans.
Okay.
Those who are already in Sidian Bank and those who are still want to come.
Any added advantage for those who are already in Sidian Bank, or it's as open as it is for everyone?
All of them, I believe they have the same chance, they have the same opportunity, because to us, we want to support as many SMEs, as many micros, as many corporates as we can have them. Yeah.
All right. So for what duration is this going to run? You've said that, yes, it's a project that you've had for the longest of time, but probably there are durations to it. So when someone will be told, rush before offer lasts, come while it lasts and all that.
Okay, because we are looking at the effect of the COVID-19, the program, the loan will be running for 2 years. We started 1st of July 2020, so it will run for 24 months. But with a possibility of extending the facility with our partners, because we are looking at, apart from the current effect of COVID-19, we will have still a post effect after COVID-19. Yeah.
All right. And the incorporation of all these other, bodies and all the likes of other companies and everything, how then does it guarantee the person who's coming to borrow the loan a streamlined event of activities moving on?
We have MOUs with all the partners, and when you look at the role of each partner is very clear. Like Sidian Bank, we are there for financing and financial education to our clients. On the other side of Duffy's and Shortleaf, they are service provider. So the role of each and every person is very clear. Aqua for All, this is a non-government organization, and it is coming up with its own roles in terms of technical assistance, in terms of even for the liquidity when it comes for this facility to support us, to ensure that we have enough liquidity to ensure that we continue lending to this particular segment.
All right. Do you suppose then in these projects there are likelihoods that most of the private and even the public sectors will come in or be mobilized to ensure that they increase investments in water and sanitization?
What we are looking at is for them to expand what they are doing. Because at this particular moment we are looking at, like many corporates, many water service providers, people need water at this particular moment. So to me, I'm looking at, can they come for more funding so that they ensure that all the households, they have sufficient water? If it is household, can I get a second water tank, to ensure that I have sufficient water running in my home? The SMEs, they should ensure that they have enough stock for their hardwares, for their chemistry, for their clinics, to ensure that they caution Kenyans against the COVID-19 effects.
All right. What financial background would you then look at when this person marches into the bank, wanting to request this, whether for home use, whether for their businesses or a corporate session? What is the financial background that you would look into, or records would you expect?
Now, the records depends with the kind of a customer. Like when you are talking of the micro customer, I talk of the mama mbogas, and that is where the space I normally work in terms of microfinance. When you ask them for records, for sure, they will not provide such records. But when I go to their businesses and find out what they are doing, you'll be able as a banker to analyze what they are doing and to come up with just a simple financial record on maybe how much is their cash flows. So for such, we normally do the appraisals and we visit the client on what they are doing to determine that yes, they can afford the water tank. For the SMEs, it's different. If a limited company, you find out that they have financials with them. By the end of every year, they normally do records for their businesses. So it becomes much easier when you're analyzing them. They have bank accounts. That is wherever they have been banking their proceeds. So such, we use them to analyze them. The same with the corporates. You find out that when it comes to financials, so it depends with the kind of customer who will approach us. And we normally take different dimensions and different ways to assess them when it comes to their financials.
Okay. Well, apart from or this particular product, which indeed is commendable for that matter, what other special programs are there this time of COVID-19, or have been there that you'd love for the people to get to know?
Sidian Bank, we have so many partnerships. Like when it comes to agriculture, that is very key for us, and we have been working very closely with our partner ENDB to ensure that we provide financing and as anything on agriculture. And we are looking at the value chain in terms of agriculture. So we are in that space, and we are really active in terms of giving our clients finances so that they can enhance their working capital, their asset finance needs as far as agriculture is concerned. On health, still Sidian Bank, we are very much active into funding on the health sector, and anything to do with health in terms of hospitals, clinics, from working capital to construction, we are really very active in terms of funding into such space. And I can say that the overall working capital needs, and apart from that, we are very much involved in the trade finance at Sidian Bank, and we have really helped our clients in the space of trade finance, all the way from bid bonds to NPO financing to LCs. So you find out that in the aspect of trade finance, Sidian Bank, we are really in that space, and we are helping Kenyans to ensure that they meet their needs.
All right, so back to the WASH program, and today I march into the bank and I am interested in whatever capacity. How long does it take to process the entire to process the entire process, so to speak, or so to call it, lack of a better word, and boom, I have what it is that I requested for, up and functioning?
Now, in this facility, as I've said, we'll look at it depending on the kind of customer. If it's a micro client who is in a group, it will take 2 days for us to process the loan. Because for the micro client in a group, it will take just, and you have all the documentation for the group guarantee mechanism, if they have signed for you, it will take us 2 days to process the loan. The same with individual micro, very fast. It will take us the same time frames. When it comes to SME, and maybe we have taken security which needs perfection, then now it is not about our processing in the bank. We have to involve the outside because of the perfection of the securities. So depending, if it's a local book, that one is very fast because that is done online. So it gives we can give a week to do that. But when it comes to perfection of land, at least it may take sometimes around 30 days. Because we have to involve the lands to ensure that the security is perfected. So it depends with the kind of client and maybe what securities they are offering to us.
And the standard of money is paid equally is dependent on what it is that the customer makes?
Exactly. The amount of loan depends on what is the purpose. Yes.
And also the payment processes, say the monthly payments, investments.
Okay, you see, the monthly payments depends on the ability of the client to pay. Because we can have the same amount, but my installment, I can choose a bigger installment, you can choose a smaller installment. So for the big installment, automatically the time frame is not much. It is short. For the small installment, you find out that it can take me 1 year or 2 years to finish the loan. So we normally look at what is the ability, what you are comfortable with, what amount in terms of repayment of the loan. And that now will determine is it 1 year, 6 months, is it 1.5 years, or is it 2 years?
Okay. All right. So as we get to wind up on this particular session, what this other special thing that you'd want to tell the person who's watching today in regards to the project, or also generally some of the key projects that you have at Sidian Bank?
At Sidian Bank, what I can tell Kenyans is that we are very much involved into water and sanitation, and we want to ensure that Kenyans the benefit from this particular product.
Right.
So we are backing up what the government is doing to ensure that there is sufficient capital for these enterprises, which they can ride on to ensure that their businesses move on. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Catherine Kisamwa. It was great having you this morning as we expound some more on the project or the product that is being sold to the people right now. And I think it's only important and fair that you call upon the people to take advantage of this.
Sure.
Coming from the horse's mouth, I think would make more sense.
Sure. So I'm saying not only the clients who are currently banking with the Sidian Bank, but anyone else who has a need in the space of wash, kindly come to Sidian Bank. We'll listen to your need, we'll assist you, we'll give you good quality customer service.
Catherine Kisamwa, Head of Microfinance, Sidian Bank. Thank you so much for your time. And now we cross over to a different session altogether. After this short break, I'll take you through what is happening on the roads and importantly, what is happening on the international scene after this break.